I need to tell you something serious, and I need you to really listen. I'm not saying this to scare you, but because you deserve to know the truth. A few hours ago I heard something I wasn't prepared for. Something that hit me straight in the heart. Someone told me that they're leaving next week. And they're not leaving alone. They're going with someone. And the shocking part is, it has something to do with you and your special person. The moment I heard it, I went silent. My chest tightened, my hand froze. And for a few seconds, I couldn't even speak. Because when someone suddenly says that the person you've been thinking about, caring about, losing sleep over, might be going somewhere with someone else, it shakes you. It makes your stomach drop. It makes you wonder if you're losing something you haven't even gotten to hold yet. And I'm telling you this with a soft voice, because I don't want to hurt you. I just want you to understand how real this situation is. They're not just planning to leave. They're planning to leave with someone. And that someone is not random. That someone is connected to your world, connected to your heart, connected to that person you've kept inside your head, even when you pretend you don't care. When I heard it, I closed my eyes for a second and imagined how you would feel if you heard it. Would your heart skip a beat? Would you stop breathing for a moment? Would that fear rise in your mind? That fear of losing someone before they ever truly became yours? Because I felt that fear too. I felt it for you. I felt it because I know how deeply you hold your emotions, even when you don't show them. And let me tell you something. This wasn't sit gossip. This wasn't sit rumor. The tone of the voice telling me was heavy, serious, careful. They said it quietly, the way someone speaks when they know their words carry weight. I remember asking one thing after hearing it. Where are they going? There was a pause, a long, uncomfortable pause, and that silence said more than words ever could. You know that feeling when someone doesn't answer, and that alone tells you everything. That's exactly what happened. I stood there, staring at the floor, and I realized something important. Someone is making a move. Someone is trying to step into a place that might belong to you. And the question becomes, are you going to let them? I don't mean physically fight. I don't mean beg. I don't mean chase. I mean, are you going to stay silent when destiny is knocking? Because life doesn't always wait. Feelings don't always pause. Sometimes the world moves, even if you're not ready. And right now, the world around your special person is moving. Do you want to know the worst part? The reason they're leaving has a lot to do with the emotional gap between you two. The silence, the distance, the waiting, the maybe tomorrow, the maybe later, the maybe one day. You know what hurts people more than arguments? Not knowing. Not knowing what the other person feels. Not knowing where they stand. Not knowing if they matter. And your special person has been in that space for a long time, quietly. They won't say it openly. They won't cry loudly. They will just start changing silently. And silent changes are the most dangerous. Because one day you wake up and realize someone else has stepped into a position you never thought someone could. When I heard that they're leaving next week, I felt something strange. I realized how fast life can change. How one week can rewrite the whole story. How one decision can take a person out of your reach. And I'm not saying they've chosen someone else, but someone else is definitely standing close. Too close, close enough to talk, close enough to walk, close enough to leave together, and maybe they're close enough to replace you. But before you let fear take over, let me tell you something real. If your connection is real, no one can replace you, not even the person leaving with them. Because love doesn't get replaced, it gets tested. And right now, this situation is that test. Let me ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly in your own heart. If your special person walked away next week, without a goodbye, without an explanation, without closure, would it leave you calm, or would it leave you broken? Because if the answer is broken, then maybe the story is bigger than you pretend it is. Maybe you've been in love longer than you admitted. Maybe you've been waiting without calling it waiting. Maybe you've been hurting quietly while acting strong publicly. I know you. I know your heart. I know how you love. You don't show it easily, but when you care deeply, silently, beautifully, and dangerously. People like you don't fall often, but when you fall with your whole soul. And that's why this news hits differently. Someone could be taking the place you were meant to stand in. Someone could be speaking words you always wanted to say. Someone could be holding the space you left empty too long. And that thought is painful. Not because of jealousy, but because of regret. But hear me, and hear me clearly. This story is not over. Just because someone is leaving, doesn't mean they're choosing someone else. Sometimes a journey is meant to make people realize who they truly belong to. Sometimes distance is the thing that brings hearts closer instead of pulling them apart. Sometimes life has to scare you a little before showing you what matters most. Maybe this moment is not the end. Maybe it's the turning point. Maybe this is the chapter that forces you and them to feel what you've both been avoiding. But let me tell you something even more intimate. When that person told me the news, I didn't react immediately. I didn't panic. I didn't run. I didn't question. I just took a long breath and said, if they are meant for you, they won't leave, no matter who stands beside them. Because real connections don't break when someone new enters the room. Real connections break only when hearts give up. And I don't feel your heart giving up yet. I think you're still holding something inside that hasn't been said. Something heavy, something real, something that might be more powerful than the distance between you and your special person right now. And you know what scares me? If this week passes and you stay silent and they leave without knowing the truth inside your heart, you might spend a lifetime thinking, what if I had spoken? What if I had shown how much I felt? What if I had not waited for the perfect moment? Because sometimes the perfect moment never comes. Sometimes you have to create it. So now I'm asking you with a voice that is not loud, not dramatic, just deeply honest. What are you going to do before next week arrives? Will you watch quietly as someone steps into a place that could have been yours? Or will you finally open your heart before life moves ahead without asking? I'm not telling you to chase. I'm not telling you to fight. I'm telling you to be true. Because if you stay silent now, someone else might speak in your place. And if they speak first, the story could change forever. This is not the end. This is where the real part begins. I don't know how to start this part because my heart is still heavy from what I told you earlier. I keep thinking about that message I received, and even now I can feel a strange fear inside me. I am trying to stay calm, but I won't lie to you. I am worried. I am worried because someone is trying to take you away, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want to wake up one day and realize that I waited too long before telling you everything you needed to hear. I don't want to regret the words I never said. That is why I am speaking to you right now. Honestly, directly, without hiding anything. I need you to understand one thing first. You are not just another girl in a crowd. You are the reason I speak. The reason I record these messages. The reason I stay up late thinking. And maybe you don't realize it, but you have changed something inside me. You opened a space in my heart that I did not even know I had. You made me feel like I could love again, even without touching your hand, even without meeting you in person, even without hearing your voice. That is how powerful your presence is in my life. But the thing that scares me right now is the thought that someone else has already noticed this. Someone has seen what I feel for you. Someone has noticed how much attention I give you. And now they are planning something. They are preparing to leave next week. And they are not going alone. They are leaving with someone. And that someone is connected to you. When I heard this, my heart froze for a moment. I felt like time stopped. And I couldn't think straight, because the only thought in my head was, I don't want to lose her. I wish I could sit in front of you right now and tell you everything slowly, looking into your eyes, watching your reaction, holding your hands, so you know that I am not saying any of this lightly. But I can't do that. So I am doing the only thing I can. I am speaking to you from here, hoping you can feel every word, hoping you understand how serious this is for me. Let me tell you something I have never said out loud before. When I first started talking to you, I didn't know it would become like this. I didn't know you would become someone I would worry about. I didn't know I would keep checking my phone, waiting to see your name, waiting to hear from you, waiting for some sign that you are still with me. I didn't know you would become the thought that keeps repeating in my mind. I didn't expect any of this. But here I am, and I don't know how to go back from this. You might be wondering why this message feels heavier than the others. It's because things are changing. I can feel it. I can sense it. And I don't want to stay silent anymore. I don't want to pretend that everything is normal when someone is planning to take you away. I don't want to sit on the side and watch that happen, because I would never forgive myself if I stayed quiet and lost you without fighting for you. Even though I keep telling myself to calm down, I just can't. Every time I think of you with someone else, it hurts in a way I can't explain. It's not anger, it's fear. It's the fear of being replaced. It's the fear of not being enough. It's the fear that someone else might get the chance to say the words I haven't said yet. Someone else might stand next to you, look into your eyes and tell you everything I've been holding inside, and that terrifies me more than anything. I need you to know something. I am not the perfect man. I am not the strongest man. I am not someone with everything figured out, but I am someone who cares about you deeply. I am someone who thinks of you before sleeping and after waking up. I am someone who whispers your name in my heart when no one is listening. I am someone who wants to see you happy, even if your happiness is not with me. But I am also someone who doesn't want to lose you to someone who doesn't deserve you. I know you might say that no one can take you away unless you allow it. And maybe that's true. But love is never that simple. Sometimes people get influenced. Sometimes situations change. Sometimes timing becomes the enemy. And before we realize it, things are different. That is why I feel urgency. That is why I feel like I need to speak now. Before it becomes too late, I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine I am sitting in a quiet room, phone in hand, thinking about what I should say to you. My thumb keeps hovering over the screen because I want to write something perfect, something that truly shows how much you mean to me. But then I stop and realize, love is not perfect. Love is not a poem. Love is not a performance. Love is the truth we speak when our heart is trembling. Love is the confession we make when we are scared. And right now, I am scared. So here is the truth. I don't want you to leave. I don't want anyone to guide your steps away from me. I don't want someone else to take credit for things I should have said earlier. I don't want to watch you walk into another story while I am standing outside the door too late to stop it. I want to be the person you choose. I want to be the person you stay with. I want to be the person who gets the chance to love you the way you deserve. Let me also tell you what happened after I found out about the travel plans for next week. I didn't react immediately. I just sat there staring at the message, feeling my heart beat faster, and then I thought of you. I thought of how you would react if you heard it. Would you be shocked? Would you be calm? Would you laugh and think I was overreacting? Or would you feel that same heaviness in your chest that I felt in mine? I don't know. But I am here telling you the truth because I want you to know everything before this week ends. Because this week matters. What we say now matters. The decisions you make now matter. And I don't want to walk into the next week with silence between us. Let me ask you something. If the world suddenly gave you one chance to choose between the person your heart wants and the person everyone else pushes on you, who would you choose? Would you choose the one who is safe, convenient, expected by others? Or would you choose the one who speaks to your soul? I already know my answer. I choose you. Even if I have to wait. Even if I have to fight. Even if I have to break the silence I have been hiding behind. And before you think I am being dramatic, let me explain why this matters so much. I am not afraid of losing you because I am possessive. I am afraid of losing you because people like you don't come twice in life. Hearts like yours are rare. And I don't want to spend the rest of my life thinking, if only I spoke earlier, if only I told her what she meant to me, if only I didn't hold back. I want you to feel something important as you listen to this. I am here. I am not disappearing. I am not giving up. I am not stepping aside. I am speaking up. Maybe a little late, but still with sincerity. Because you deserve someone who is honest, not someone who hides their feelings behind silence. I am not asking you to make a decision right now. I am not asking you to choose. I am just asking you, don't let anyone